history of rattling the chains of parental negligence, trapped inside a vault of domestic violence. When Simon Sylvanus arrived at school, so the kids they nicknamed him Anus, and he believed them. Because even at home, he was made to feel like he was full of shit. See, Simon, he had a heart for art, but he was forced to join the science geeks, even though Simon hated numerical figures and preferred figures of speech. Simon hated math. And so he would often cry in the aftermath of his tests and exams. And whenever he went back home with all the D's and E's, his parents treated him worse than a physician would treat a disease. His stepmom called him nonsense. His daddy, oh, he beat him senseless. And when Simon got back to school, so the teachers, they picked on him. His seniors sometimes even pissed on him. They made him do things your pastors would spit on. But Simon never said a word, because he did not want to be labeled as the wimp who could not withstand the bully's whip. So he would weep every night under his blanket, praying for when the fireflies and angels would carry his tears between raindrops to the God who took his mother. Simon became a broken pedestal, constantly watching petals fall from the wallflower that he was, constantly trying to ward off his demons. I mean, he got so depressed, you might as well say the two S's in depression were initials for Simon Sylvanus. One night, Simon cried so loud he woke me. He cried so loud, oh, he cried a tsunami. But all I had to say to him was, "Hey Simon, keep it down." I should have known better. I should have walked up to him, taken him by the hand and say, "Hey Simon, tell me what's the matter," but I didn't. And so Simon wiped his eyes and said, "I'm sorry. Don't you worry. You will never hear me cry again." December 10th, the season had arrived, the seasons of merriment and melodies about a magi mesmerized by a Messiah in a manger. But none of us could tell that Simon had already become an endangered species. His eyes were bloodshot, as if somebody stood inside his head and took a shot at his brain, splattering memories of pain against the window pane of his eyes. See, Simon's anguish was no longer in disguise. 6:30 had arrived, the time for the Christmas carols, and jingle bells had all the students racing off to the MPA packed with thrill. But I noticed Simon was MIA. I went back to the hostel and found him in a corner picking pills. I asked him, "What have you got there, Simon? Let me see." He said, No, don't worry. It's only vitamin C. I'll be with you shortly. Just give me a second. And because it was a season of giving, I gave it to him. But to this day, I wish I hadn't. Because then a second turned to minutes, and minutes turned to hours, and nobody bothered to ask where Simon was. And I should have known. Because while everyone was dancing and socializing in the after party, Simon was somewhere in the afterlife. Thank you.